Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love Without Borders, Season 1, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it, honey. This episode was a little bit interesting. Okay? It was a little bit interesting. Phil and Carmen. So y'all remember last episode, Phil and Carmen was fussing because Carmen discovered his IG, which he didn't want to give her. And he looked straight at her and told her she talked too damn much and we see each other. Okay. So now this is the continuation. So he goes in to apologize, talking about, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Yeah, you meant it. You meant it. You couldn't wait to say it. See, this is my theory, and this is how I think about things. In the heat of an argument, when somebody just blurts out something so definitively, you've been waiting to say that. You've been waiting for Mad Day. And that's Phil. Listen, Carmen, I learned a long time ago, honey, I'm speaking directly to you. If they go off when you have a minor argument and say hurtful things, that's their argument style. They're always going to be like that when you have an argument, and it's not going to change. Honey, it's a no for me, big dog. Honey, it's red flags all the way up and through with Phil. He would be done. He would be done. But maybe that's just me. He been thinking that, and he finally said it. It just finally came out. So she was like, well, why would you insult me like that? He said, because you wouldn't accept me not being ready to share my Instagram. I don't give a dang on what she wouldn't accept. You still didn't have to speak to her that way. Like, say what? You're sleeping in her home, yet you don't want to share your Instagram? Okay, because that makes a lot of sense. So he's trying to overtalk her, and she's like, if you'll just be quiet for just a second, you can hear what I'm trying to say. And she tells him that she doesn't want him showing his VPL, basically, to the world. Shout out to Sheree, honey, because that's what she calls it. Basically, his visible print line. She does not want his print all over the internet. And he feels like she's judging him. And she's like, no, I'm not judging you. Do you? He's like, listen, I'm an entertainer. An adult entertainer, an exotic entertainer, or a musician. Because, baby, you do not have to grind with me all over that Instagram to be an entertainer. Boy, you're just saying any old thing, child. Just say you want some attention. She said, well, I can see how it could come off that I'm being judgy, but I just wanted to know who I'm dealing with and who I'm going on this journey with, which is understandable. Because if you tell me you don't want to give me your social media, it makes me feel like you have something to hide. So she's speaking her speech, honey. She's giving this speech about the universe bringing them together, and it must be a reason for it. And he's like, I have a question, though. Did you follow me? Oh, and again, honey, red flag, child. He wants to entertain the ladies. He's seeking attention, but then gets mad when you call him out on it. Social media is going to be a problem for y'all. That will be your downfall because y'all are already arguing about it. He gonna come to you and say, I can like whatever I want to like on Instagram. I can follow whoever I want to follow on Instagram. I don't know this girl. She just likes my pictures. This is what happens. Listen, social media shouldn't tear your relationship apart, but it does. Okay, let's just keep it real. It does. He will always make excuses as to why he's posting certain things and the way that he's behaving. Child, ain't gonna work. Side note, I don't know how he thought that he was going to keep his Instagram private. Sir, do you know us women can find out anything that we want to find out? She could actually find out your birthplace, your blood type, and the hour and the time that you were born, honey. What? We will find out anything that we want to find out. You told her your name was Phil. Put in Phil and see who comes up. If not, listen to you in conversation and you'll give it away. Sir, if you don't wake up. Moving forward, Dana Montana and Brian. So we're over here with Dana and Brian, who's 35 in Ireland. If they keep lying about Brian's age, being 35, I'm finna get mad. Brian looks a good 46. Do y'all hear me? If Brian is 35, I just had my 18th birthday. It ain't no way that I look at Brian and say, look at that 35-year-old strapping young lad. No. I'm looking like, look at Brian, father of two, one on the way, working out on the farm. And that's what I think when I see Brian. So they're getting ready for dinner for their first date night. And she's getting ready, right? She's like, lashes or no lashes? He said, none. She's like, oh, okay, well, that's good to know. I mean, it's too late for tonight. Well, man, why did you ask him? Oh, Dana. So she's like, I like the fact that he's honest. I don't want a fairy tale. I just want someone that's going to keep it real with me. And when he said that to her, I was like, okay, Mitch. Now, if y'all watch Married at First Sight, y'all already know what's going on, honey. That's the same way he felt about Kristen with the Y. He did not want Kristen to paint her face. He wanted her to just be barefaced, hair up in a ponytail. Don't brush her teeth, honey. Don't wash her face. Just come as you are. Okay? Come as you are. Moving forward. So in the confessional, he's like, personally, I think she looks way better without all the gear. He said, the best appearance is the appearance of your natural self. Okay, Brian. So then they get to dinner. So they're ordering their food. They start talking. She's trying to figure out what he played, what kind of sports he likes, what kind of sports he plays. And so once the dinner arrives, they continue talking. Baby, when I tell you that steak that Dana had looks so good. Woo, honey, I was like, baby, that food looks good to me. He's like, if you eat all that, she said, I'm from Montana. Okay, I'm going to finish my steak. If it's one thing we going to do, we going to finish our steak. And he actually likes the fact that she has a healthy appetite because he's dated girls that have not. Listen to me. I'm going to eat. If you ask me out on a date, I hope you come with a hefty wallet, honey, because I'm going to eat. Now, I'm going to eat a salad, but I'm going to start with the salad, honey. I'm going to start with the salad, then I'm going to get appetizers, then I'm going to get my food. Now, I'm not too big on dessert. I'm not one of them, I need something sweet. I'm not one of them, but I am going to eat, honey. I'm going to get my meal. I'm going to get my meal if I don't do nothing else, honey. So I did like that he liked the fact that she likes to eat. They've gotten their food. And as they're talking, she tells him that she didn't have a drink till she was 27. Now, in the back of his mind, he probably thinking, 27? Well, how old are you now? And she's like, yeah, I did that because, I wanted to be the designated driver, make sure everybody made it home safe. And girl, I feel you on that. Okay. I didn't drink my first drink until I was 26. It's just something that didn't appeal to me. And even now, I mean, where's the food? Okay, I'm not really worried about the alcohol. People are like, where's the bar? I don't need that to loosen up. I'm naturally a fun person. I like to have fun. I'm going to throw that in a circle. Yeah, throw that in a circle. And I'm not going to need not now piece of a drink to do it. Not now piece, because I just like to have a good time. So then she goes, yeah, everybody's always telling me, well, you don't look 38. Now, Dana, now. Now, Dana, you don't look 38. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. Okay? That's just a side note. So she was like, yeah, I think it's probably because I don't really drink alcohol. He's like, no, you're not 38, are you? She's like, yeah, I'm 38. He's like, no, you're putting on. Oh, really? She's 38, Brian. Okay? She's 38. So he's like, I'm dismayed. She's 38. It's the first time that age has been mentioned. Well, that's what happens when you don't ask questions. Okay, to get to know a person, but you want to sleep in the same bed on the first night. And the first thing you should be asking her is, how old are you? Like, how do you come into someone's home and y'all sit down and have a conversation and you don't ask the basics? What's your name? What's your sign? As soon as you buy that wine, she just creep up from behind. Like, you got to ask the question, sir. You ask her, what is your name? What is your age? Where are you from? These are things that adults should know. Child, I guess she should have been a chicken. Then you would have known how to ask the questions. He's like, 38. Let's say we date for 2 or 3 years and then she's 41 and then she decides she wants to have a family. It might not work out. Not you age shaming her ovaries. She can conceive at 41. Like, I knew he was a douchebag. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. It's better to be 41 in a few years than to look a lot older than 35. Okay, if you catch my drift, you don't need to be worried about that. Yes, it may be harder for her to conceive, and then maybe it won't be. Like, who are you to act like she's barren? Her eggs dried the hell up. She has powdered eggs because she's 38. And see, Brian really has some nerve, child. That's why women feel so ashamed now if they don't have kids at a certain age, because then it's like, oh my gosh, my clock is ticking. And then they tell you about all the things that could go wrong with your child if you are at a certain age. Then you have a high risk pregnancy and you're worried about all that stuff. Nobody wants to hear that. Brian, you need to keep your mouth closed. Okay? Mael and Aaron. So child, we back over here in Paris. So Mael is waking up and he's stretching and whatnot. So he looks at Aaron and he goes, did you sleep pretty well? He's like, it wasn't the best. I slept on the couch. So my L goes, well, he says that he sleeps on the couch a lot in the US, but I don't know if that's true or if he's just trying to make me feel good. He's just trying to make you feel good. It's no room in your bed. That's why he's sleeping on the couch. And I don't think he likes you too tough. I really don't. I do not think Aaron likes Mael at all. When I say at all, I mean at all. So Mael leaves, right? And Aaron Zooms Erica, who is the matchmaker. That's the one that sent him over to Paris. And she's like, hey, so how are things going? He's like, well, he has some of the values that I wanted. And he's a nice guy. She's like, so have y'all had sex? Have y'all hooked up yet? What kind of matchmaker is this? This man is still a stranger, ma'am. Did you send him there to get laid or to find love? I was like, what? Did they have sex or did they hook up? Like, who asks those kind of questions? Did you hook up with him? What is this? So Aaron said, no. She's like, well, have you kissed him? He said, no. Aaron is just not that into him. That's just point blank in the period. He's just not that into him. So he said that he is attracted to him, but if he starts holding hands, then he may get the message that, he's somewhere that he's not, and he doesn't want to send the wrong message. Well, honey, that lock is on the bridge, so I don't know what you're going to do. You already done sent the wrong message when y'all put that lock on that bridge. I mean, I admire you not wanting to send the wrong message. I mean, because you're in Paris, it's a very romantic place. He could just randomly hook up, but he's not. So I feel like she should respect that. But instead of her respecting it, she's like, sometimes we don't have a connection because there is no touch. Ma'am, I respectfully disagree. If you have a connection, you can get it without touching me. Okay? Your words, your intellect, the emotional connection can touch you in other ways. Okay? And touching doesn't guarantee a spark. So I don't understand what you're talking about. You just want people to hook up, honey. You're producing a show. And I don't like it. These are people's real lives. You don't tell this man, touch him and see if something happens. No. She's like, well, I mean, to have the full experience, you need to start doing that. Okay, you need to touch him. Maybe let him give you a massage. Ma'am, he just said he's not comfortable with that. I don't like her not respecting his boundaries and trying to add to his body count when he said he wants to get an emotional connection first. Now, granted, he may be a little bit guarded because he did say in his past relationships, he's always led with the physical and then the emotional comes and they don't like him back. So I can understand him being guarded. But at the same time, Mael gives me the skeeves, honey. I'm skeeved out. And I don't think he's physically attracted to him. I think he's going to do it because he's going to appease Erica. But I would not let Erica tell me how to run this over here. Like, child, please, I wish I would. Chandra and Naeem. Baby, this right here was a foolish episode. Child, let's get into it. So they go out to dinner, right? Kind of to like this bar lounge. It's a very laid back place. They sell tacos and margaritas and things like that. Beautiful scenery. Okay, so they go up on the rooftop. They're sitting there. They order their food and their drinks, or she orders because she ordered in Spanish. And so she asks if he likes to get drunk. He's like, no, that's not my thing. But at the dance hall, I do my thing. Dance hall? Sir, what dance hall are you going to in Houston? Oh, Naeem, I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you. So they get their drinks, right? And she asks about his mom. He's like, I'm going to call her a little bit later, but have you told your parents about me? She's like, no, not yet. I mean, they'll get to know you at Thanksgiving. Now, mind you, she done already told him he coming to the Thanksgiving of it all, right? So he's very excited. He felt like that was really a step in the right direction. So then he was like, well, what can I bring, to the Thanksgiving? She said, we're going to bring the ham because they don't like turkey. Now, me personally, I'm a ham girl myself. I don't mind turkey. If it's there, I'm going to eat. But I do like ham. I like both, but I would prefer ham over turkey. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So he hears the music playing, right? And so he's like, have you ever turned a guy down for a dance? And she's like, no, but I don't want to dance. Well, I guess you the first person she done turned down, okay? So he's like, is that a dance floor? So he gets up and he's kind of being playful, okay? I could see him being playful in the beginning. And she's like, no, stop. I will get mad. Like, no, sit down. And so, he's moving just a little bit, but not much. Now, I think he was trying to be in the moment, but she didn't like it. And to be quite honest with y'all, I don't really like her attitude. Now, maybe that's just me, but I do not like her attitude. It's nasty. She has a nasty disposition. Okay. He was being too much at the end, asking, what would happen? What would happen if I danced on you? And she had already told you, I don't like that. Okay. So please don't do it because I wouldn't like it. And he was like, well, what if I did? Sir, she said she doesn't like it. But the way that she expresses herself is rude. Like, girl, you don't got to be mean about it. Just say, no, I get embarrassed. Girl, learn to communicate. She's like, no, don't test me. Don't you even try it. I'm like, oh, honey. Anywho, child, moving forward. Phil and Carmen. So they're supposed to go out, but she's not feeling well. And I was thinking she might have food poisoning because it was the way that she was explaining, like her stomach hurt. She wanted to throw up. But honey, nowadays, it could be anything, okay? It could be the next variant, child. It could be the Love Without Borders variant. Every time you turn around, it's a new variant out, child, like a pair of J's. So you just never know. So he's giving her a foot massage to try and ease the pain because he went in and realized she didn't feel well. And I thought that was nice of him to try to make her feel better and be there for her, because most men would be like, well, all right, well, we could skip this. And then they would exit the room. But he was like, well, let me rub your feet and try to make you feel a little better. So I appreciated it. Dana, Montana, and Brian. Child, we back over here in Ireland. So they're going early morning to feed the hens. And she's like, I'm excited. I have no idea what to expect. Honey, you can expect to be back in that van since he found out you were 38. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. Baby, Dana, Montana. Baby, you're going to be back in that van before you know it. Do you hear me? He said Dana said that she would like to be with the farmer and she would like to raise her kids on a farm. So that's a plus for him. Listen to me, Brian. Dana was just excited to be on the inside. She didn't mean it. Just like Phil didn't mean to go off on Carmen. She didn't mean to say she wanted to be tending the farm. Okay. So Dana was not feeling it at all. Child, they go out there with them hens. Dana is like, this is a nightmare. It's hens everywhere. They can become unhinged at any moment. I just want to go home. Okay. I just don't like it. He's like, I thought she was a country girl from Montana. Just because she's from Montana doesn't mean she wants to feed the hens. Okay. No matter what she told you, she's just happy to be inside with insulation and 4 walls, okay, and a ceiling. That's not the ceiling on the top of her van. I'm just saying. So he got super offended that she did not want to feed those hens, honey. He's like, she kind of threw me off. I don't know where we go from here. Brian is finding every fault that he can find now. First, it was her lashes. Now it's the hens. He is really keeping score. Do y'all hear me? Aaron and Mael. 73 days left on Aaron's visa. So Aaron is at the flat doing something on his laptop, child, probably avoiding Mael, okay? Probably trying to find a flight back to the house, okay? So he tells Mael that he talked to Erica and she brought up physical touch. So he wants to be more physical and he thought maybe he should get a massage. Baby, when I tell you Mael set that table up so quick. I said, listen, they ain't got no space in here to sleep or poop without each other. But baby, Mael found some space for that massage table. I said, damn, what kind of folding table? When I tell you, it was like poof, and that table was up. So he's giving him a massage and whatnot. And so Aaron said in the confessional that he's hopeful that it's going to add to the feelings in the future. Not the future. Sir, you aren't attracted to him. It's either that or you're guarded and you don't want to get hurt. It's either one of those. But him giving you a massage, that's just for your pleasure. Now, don't get me wrong, honey. I'm going to get a free massage if I don't do nothing else. But you're not attracted to him. So, child, after the massage, Mael gives him cake. I said, child, not a massage and cake. And the cake looked good, too. So he said, so what now? Nothing. You can clean up all that massage oil. Honey, Aaron ain't with it. You might as well clean that oil up and get ready to go get in that little bed. Gerline and Cerez. So, baby, they in Dubai, okay? Now, listen, I forgot all about Gerline and Cerez, really, because because the episode was going okay. But here we go. So they're showing their days in Dubai together, and now we're on day 20, and they're going on a double date. It's really not a double date, but it's like they're meeting up with friends. They're meeting up with his cousin and his friend VJ. So she hasn't seen them since the barbecue where she showed out. So his cousin, they come, and she's asking how they're doing together. And so Gerline said, we haven't slept in the same room. Well, baby, what's she say that for? His friend was like, so what's going on? I know you're a ladies' man. You can sleep with any woman you want, and you're not sleeping in the same bed. Why would you say that in front of this woman? Why would you let this woman know that he's a whole future out in these streets? Why would you even say that? And he was like, why didn't you get a 1-bedroom? Why do these people always try to force sex? And why are you in their business? Like, what if they didn't want a 1 bedroom? So she's like, well, a 1 bedroom, with 1 bed right now, it's just a little bit too much too soon. I feel like if we want to do that, then he can always come to my room or I can come to his. But I'm just uncomfortable with that right now. So his cousin is like, so are you attracted to her? Well, child, he didn't answer. Okay. He said something, but it was not an answer. So Gerline is like, can y'all just chill? I mean, y'all are really coming in hot. And I have to agree with her on this one because, sir, you don't know what I'm comfortable with. Like, why are you asking all these questions? These two have zero chemistry, first of all. That's why there's no sexuals. And second of all, why y'all being so nosy? What does it matter to you? So Sherez is like, well, do you want me to be the same guy hopping in the bed with every woman that I meet? I want to respect her. He's telling his friend VJ that. He said, well, she came overseas and I don't care if I cross the street to get to him. I don't have to have sex with him. This guy is really getting on my nerves. Okay. You're giving a little weirdo, sir. You're giving a little weirdo. Okay. It's a little bit too much. Chandra and Naim. So there's no running water. And he's like, but I have to pee. She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. See, that's what I'm saying. It's how she speaks to people. She's always talking like she's so annoyed. Ma'am, you signed up for this damn show. If you didn't want to find a mate, then you should have signed up to be by yourself. So it's 2 days until Thanksgiving, right? And he is continuously making, that's what she said type jokes. He is really annoying her. And he was annoying me as well with these jokes because it's like, sir, you're a grown man. Like, that is so unattractive for a grown man to be constantly playing. Like, don't get me wrong. I like a good laugh, but everything isn't a joke. I don't want to play 24/7. Now, I do want a man that I can laugh with that doesn't take himself too seriously. But at the same time, all day, every day, I'm trying to tell you something. We're trying to make decisions and you up here playing. Oh, that's what she said. I don't feel like playing right now. Okay, so please just listen to what I'm saying. So they go sit down and she tells him that she doesn't like him playing all the time. Because they're like sitting on this bench. Okay. They've gone away from home. They're sitting on this bench. And she tells him that. He said, well, playfulness is a part of my personality. That's just who I am. So he's looking out at the scenery. She's like, what are you looking at? He said, I'm looking at the scenery and you just happen to be sitting in front of the scenery. Like, I feel her on the playing part, but the way she's speaking to him is uncalled for. She could have made her feelings known without being rude as hell. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? So then she's like, do you mind if I go to the Thanksgiving at my mom's by myself? Girl, not you done uninvited this man after you just invited him and it's only 2 days left until Thanksgiving. So he was like, no, I mean, that's fine. So they're just sitting there awkwardly. And she's like, well, let's get up. I'm ready to go back. He said, no, I'm going to sit here a little while longer. When she would have uninvited me to that Thanksgiving, I would have been on the I-10 by 10. Honey, ain't no I-10 in Panama, but I would have been in the Sky 10 by I-10. When I tell you, I would have said, D-Mike me. Take this off. Take this off right now. I'm not about to waste my time. I don't have time to be playing. You don't like me because this is my personality. So therefore, and thus and such, you don't like me. That's what people have to understand. And that's why I'm waiting until I find someone that likes me. I can kind of relate to Naim because I'm a very playful person and I like to laugh and I like to have a good time. And I want somebody who's not jealous of me in a relationship because I've had that before. And I want somebody who likes me. Like, I want you to just naturally like who I am. I don't want to have to change myself and try to be extra serious all the time. Like, no. Okay. And so she don't like you, Naim. So pack it up, bruh, and go on back to the States. Moving forward. Gerline and Sherez. Now y'all get this. So she's telling him that VJ was overstepping his boundaries and she feels like that Sherez should not have butted into their argument. She's like, I mean, you don't know. I was trying to say what I had to say to him and you just kept butting in. He was like, what are you talking about? I was trying to support you. Like, what are you saying? He's like, she's mad because she didn't like the way that I was butting in. That is crazy. She is upset with him because he would not let her go toe to toe with VJ by herself. Ma'am, take the testosterone out of your voice. You don't have to be that independent. Maybe Gerline is used to being by herself and fending for herself, so she doesn't understand when somebody is supporting you, it is okay. Gerline, it is okay. It's okay to rest, honey. It's okay to sit back and let him support you. You need to be by yourself. He literally did nothing wrong at all. Now, if he would have just sat there and not said nothing, then we would be having a conversation about why didn't he defend you? It's your friend. Why didn't you say anything to have my back? But now you're mad too because he did defend you and you felt like he was butting in. There is no reason for you to be upset about him assisting because you got it. Like, that's crazy. If you don't want a partner, then why are you here? Okay, if you got it, then why are you here? She's like, no, I'm going to bed. He said, no, I'm going to bed first. Child, he got up and slammed that door. I said, ooh, honey, Sherez is mad. She was totally out of line. If you don't like the man, then leave. Moving forward. Chandra and Naim, day 13 in Panama. Baby, she is at the Thanksgiving. Okay, she done went to this Thanksgiving without this man, and he is at the bar. So when she gets there, she's like, yeah, the gentleman decided not to come. Now, the gentleman didn't decide not to come. You uninvited the gentleman. So her family is like, girl, say what now? I took off work for this. Okay. I wanted to meet him. You said he was going to be here and now all of a sudden he ain't here. Like, girl, what is going on? And I know they don't think this camera following you around for no reason. She's like, well, I uninvited him. So then they show her saying to him, as many times as you've messed up, I would still like for you to come to dinner. He said, no, that's not a good idea because you changed up real quick. And in the confessional, he said, I'm not about to let her play in my face. Basically, I know my worth. And I know that I'm worthy of someone inviting me and sticking to their invitation. Honey, I know that's right. And I'm happy he stuck to his guns and said, no, you will not invite me, then disinvite me, and then invite me again. It doesn't work that way. If you don't want me there, I won't be there. Okay, so you don't have to worry about me playing. And you don't have to worry about me embarrassing you. And you don't have to worry about being upset when you're eating your ham because I won't be there. So, child, he done went to the bar, child. They show him down to the bar talking to this local guy, honey. And they see this big fine woman to walk past him. He up there looking at the scenery and whatnot. I'm like, Naim, see, this how come I knew you weren't reformed. Okay, she got an attitude, don't get me wrong. But I already said when you woke up out of that coma or whatever you said you was in, all of a sudden you decided you wanted to be and do right by somebody. You couldn't wait to go out there and get to looking around. Like, child. So he out there talking to the man and he was telling him that he came down there to find love, but he's just really trying to hang on and he ain't found love yet, but he like looking. He like what he see. He like the scenery. I was like, child, this is going to be a mess between him, Gerline, and Chandra, and Phil. Baby, this a fool. Dana, Montana, and Brian. So we back over here in Ireland. So they're eating breakfast, right? And she's like, so how are you feeling? He said, I'm processing, if you will. I'm processing as well, trying to figure out how the hell they done processed you to be 35. And I know you ain't no 35 and you ain't fooling me. So then he tells her, since she's there, it's his responsibility to take her under his wing and be hospitable. But physically, she's not who he would go for. I knew he gave Mitch as soon as he told her he didn't want her with them lashes on. I said, he's giving me Mitch and I'm about to itch. I knew it. Sir, you are 35, but let me not say how old you look. Ever since you heard 38, all of a sudden you aren't attracted. She's like, well, in the beginning, am I tripping? There was an attraction. He said, yeah, but I feel like I was just on autopilot. Autopilot. You were so pressed to serve her breakfast in bed and be the big spoon the first night, but now you can't be bothered. Oh, okay. She's like, well, I'm totally surprised because you seem attracted to me. And he is attracted to you. It's your age he's not attracted to. Okay, that's it. And you not being willing to get down and dirty with the hens. That's what he upset about. As soon as she didn't want to play Chicken Little, the sky's falling. Now all of a sudden everything falling the hell apart because you don't want to hang outside with the hens. It's probably for the best though, okay? Because I knew someone right with him anyway. So I think that this is for the best. And then she says, well, this morning when we were getting physical and I had to leave so we wouldn't have sex so soon, you were attracted to me then. And I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told Kristen with the Y. Dana, Montana, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. He has told you, he has stated it plain. He's not physically attracted to you. Whether or not that's a play on words, whether or not it means he's not attracted to your age, take it and leave. Okay? You ain't got to tell me twice, honey. Let me know and let me go. That's my motto. Please. He already done told you, girl. So don't worry about why he wanted to do that. And see, the problem probably was at first it was the lashes, then it was the chickens, and then it's the cookies. You didn't want to give up your cookies, so 3 strikes, you're out, Hannah Montana. Okay? So I wouldn't even deal with Brian any longer. Brian, sir, you're basura. Okay? Trash. Child, I guess the douchebaggery is universal. Dana, you better pack it up and get back to the van, child. And that was the end of the episode. Baby, everybody was doing a twist and a turn this episode. And quiet as it's kept, I don't think nothing was wrong with Carmen. She just didn't feel like being bothered with Phil. Okay? She just wanted to lay there on their phone on their Instagram. Carmen trying to look at that Instagram, child. Ooh, she trying to find that secret OnlyFans, and she ain't fooling me. Child, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Listen, Love Without Borders will not be back until January 4th, as well as Married at First Sight. So Love Without Borders will come after Married at First Sight, because Married at First Sight is what we get into on Wednesday nights. So Love Without Borders will be coming out on Thursdays. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.